Hey, everybody. Welcome to your favorite podcast, At Least You Know comedy show. We have in the studio with us today the return of Gennifer with a G for gangsta. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited that you're here because we've got some notes. We got some show notes.
I appreciate you having me back. I guess I did so good as a guest.
Look,
I got promoted to co-host.
Your episode is our biggest episode yet, like by far. Our second place is like 160 views, and yours is, I think it was over 500 last time I looked at it. So yeah, you're more than welcome to join us anytime that you're free.
I mean, we had fun.
We did have a lot of fun. We told a lot of stories. I think my favorite story was the kitchen story. I don't want to, because you said there was a bunch of controversy from the last one, so I don't want to say the shit story, but you know which one I'm talking about.
It was definitely a shit show. Everybody was like, I cannot even believe you shared that story. I was like, you know what? I mean,
what does it matter? Who cares?
let's just
anymore?
be real. If you can't laugh at yourself, and honestly, I was nervous. You put me on the spot. You said, what's your most embarrassing story? So I told it. When I left, I was like, dang, I had like a million stories I could have said, and I said like the one that made me look the worst. But you know what? Nobody's perfect.
Yeah,
Not even me.
That's the point of. That's supposed to be the point of social media. It's not supposed to be to brag about every single thing you bought. Oh, look at this Ferrari I bought.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like, hey, look what,
Be real.
Billy Bob's got 2 teeth now. What the fuck happened to him?
Yeah, my kids were just like, I can't believe it. Honestly, though, I kind of felt like a little local celebrity because there was definitely like some controversy with it where, and people clearly, too, are going to be nice to your face and say crap behind your back.
Right.
Small town.
Especially in this town.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, the feedback was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good news.
Like the kids, like how we talked about how my kids don't think I'm cool. And they were like, people keep talking about your podcast. And they were kind of like, we don't get it. You weren't even funny.
I got to call bullshit because I thought it was hilarious. Even rewatching, I was there when I heard the stories. Even rewatching it, I laughed my ass off because I thought it was great.
When it came out, I was like, I don't even remember saying that. It's like I just like blacked out and diarrhea of the mouth.
Yeah, I just started talking and whatever fuck came out.
Literally diarrhea.
So that was, I just pulled it up. It had 564 views. And our second most viewed video was 160 exactly. So,
Little dust off those shoulders.
Brush that dust off your shoulders. Gennifer and I are working on a new ad, but unfortunately, it rained today, so we couldn't record outside. But
Tell them why we're working on a new ad.
We're working on a new ad for Darden Targets. It's a guy I went to high school with. He makes steel targets. I've got another ad that we need to work on. I'll talk to you about that after.
But I'm saying why we're doing it.
Why we're doing it?
Because your last one was too boring.
So Gennifer thinks the last one was really boring. Because it's just how podcasters do.
I'm Dylan. Come to Malice Haunted House.
That's how podcasters do.
They want to be entertained. Y'all want to be entertained, right?
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I never even looked at it that way until you said, this is how we need to do it. So we're going to do some wild shit. We got Svetlana coming. We got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's going to be wild. Yes. I called her and I was like, hey, I've got
Rudolph, more like Bambi.
Okay, I can dig it. So I called her and I was like, hey, I've got some stuff I need you to help me out with. Do you want to help me do an ad? And she's like, it's got to be better than the last one. The last one's a piece of shit. And I was like, okay. What are your ideas? And she ran the ideas past me. I'm like, when can we do it? Let's do it today.
I know you put me on the spot and I was like, this would be cool. And then I was like, dang, that really is a good idea. I'm kind of just good at everything except math. Well, directions. I'm really bad at directions.
That's what cell phones are for. Both of those things, math and directions.
Driving. I'm really bad driver. I will admit it.
Didn't you wreck your car?
Totaled. Done. Gone. I was balling. I got a new car. I walked out. I was like Beyonce. And then I wrecked it. I had it for 2 months. And now I'm like, literally my kids are like, we got to drive that shitmobile again. For now, girls.
That's great. What are you driving now? An Impala?
a 2007 Impala that I've bumped a few too many times.
I mean, I'm not hating. I had one
I'll
of those.
admit I'm like a really bad driver. I just don't really pay attention, or I'm like that one's like, oh, I hit the curb, ooh, or you're like going down the rubble strip way too long, you know. It's like pulling you over.
Whoopsie, you're the meme, the typical girl driving a car. Oh, I hit a child.
Yeah.
Whoopsies.
And it's like, or like with directions, it's just like people are like, go south. I said, you already lost me.
Yeah.
Like, is it left? Is it right? Is it by McDonald's? Just tell me where to turn.
Dude, Tori's the same way because I'll be like, oh, it's at exit 37. And she's like, what the fuck is that?
I know the exit numbers, but it's like when you start like, no, I just can't. You lose me.
It's 65 north and south.
I know that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, if it says, even on my GPS, it says, go south on Main Street. Which way is that?
Right. You haven't lived here long enough to really know the layout, though. I mean, so it doesn't really count. It's different.
It doesn't help. It doesn't matter where I live. Okay. I'm challenged. I'm challenged in that area.
Challenged. That's
Yes.
what GPS is for.
Yeah.
Who cares? Oh, we got a new studio. I don't know if you guys noticed.
I love it. I love it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You think
I
it
really,
looks
really
good?
love it. Yeah.
It
The other one
was-
was a little too bright.
Yeah. I didn't like all the soundproof foams on the walls.
Yeah. This just looks like really clean and classy
Yeah.
and legit.
Yeah. It looks like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can look like. What is that phrase? Fake it till you make it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dylan's going to fake it till he makes
Fake it till you make it. Somebody told me something else, though. There was a different one the other day, and it was even better.
Bullshit till you get it.
I don't know. I save so many dang memes in my phone. It's like my storage is full, and I never even go back and look at them, but it's like you don't want to lose it.
I have about 4,000 memes on my phone. So
I love
trust
when I
me,
just like, there's
know the
certain
feel.
friends that we just like send memes back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like a child.
I got like 4 group chats that it's just memes back and forth. And it's like, you check your phone, you got 30 messages. You're like, God damn it.
No, I don't have time for all that.
I don't have an hour to sift through your memes and nose breathe at 2 of them. That was funny. Anyway, so your boy has been, what's the word I'm looking for? We've been doing a lot of work. We've been doing some things trying to get more people on the podcast. And we scored a huge one that's coming up. I'm not going to say. I want to give a tease so bad because there's people that know about it. But he's in a band. That's all I'm going to say. I'm excited. But like, we've got Gennifer here, and I want to promote Jennifer's business. But she's like, I'm so fucking wild on the podcast. I don't know if I want my business to be on there.
My business doesn't need to be associated. Let's be real. My business partner will thank me for that, Sarah.
Oh, I'm sure. Shout out to Sarah.
So, you know, I'm a little controversial sometimes.
But like,
But I'm me. I'm sorry.
I had asked you if you had had any experiences in working with the public, and you said you didn't really want to call people out because there's a possibility somebody might hear it. So I'm going to tell you my experience that I had last weekend when I was in Columbia.
Okay.
Me and a couple of friends of mine went out to dinner because we were talking about, we're setting up an interview for this big podcast we got coming on. So I'm like really doing my homework and trying to, what do I ask these people? What the fuck do I need to do?
Yeah.
So I sat down with them, and there's this lady that's sitting outside. There's 2 of us sitting outside, and we're waiting on the 3rd guy to show up. And then she comes up, obviously cracked way the fuck out, right? So she's coming up, and she's like, and then she starts talking to the people that are sitting at the table that's like over by us. And she's like, in mid-conversation, she turns around and looks at me and my friend and goes, Happy Thanksgiving to y'all, and then goes right back to her conversation. I'm like, okay. So we're sitting inside, we're laughing, we're giggling, having a good time. And she's like, excuse me, like trying to get our attention. And all 3 of us are like, fuck, like, don't look over there.
See, I love to people watch.
No, she's like, excuse me, like trying to get our attention.
I know. I would entertain that.
No fucking way. I'm not dealing with a crackhead. I was a little high. So I didn't really, all 3 of us are just like, nope, not looking over there. And one of our friends goes, I'm glad nobody looked. So we're giggling about it. And then she does it like 2 or 3 more times. She's like, hey. And we're like, no, like, leave us the fuck alone. So then the waitress comes over and is like talking to her. And she's like, I've been trying to talk to those boys over there. I know they hear me. They're ignoring me. So now she's called us out. And we still ignored her because we're fucking assholes at this point. But like, so what the fuck was I gonna say? Son of a bitch. I'm kind of hot right now. So the lady's talking to the waitress, and the waitress says, she's like, all right, Miss Betty, you need to leave those people alone. So like she knows the lady.
Yeah.
She's been in there a fucking 100 times, and she's like yelling at random kids. And then we start laughing again about something, and she goes, y'all must be some happy boys. And we're like, God damn it, we got the fuck out of there. She went to the bathroom or something. We paid for her shit and got the fuck out. Like, I don't like dealing with crackheads. They scare me.
That sounds like a normal day in Lewisburg. I'm kidding.
So
No, but I mean, I work across from the courthouse.
Oh, God.
So it's like
Yeah.
I see, and like a lot of people when they come out of court or jail, sometimes will try to come in.
Just like check
And
out
there's
the
been-
place, or they
yeah,
just come
well, there's
like,
just been a few, yeah. Few.
I would love to hear these stories. Unfortunately, to help out with the
I don't want to be mean.
bullshit. I know you be. I know you better than that. Of course you.
I'm
wanna
not
be
mean. I mean, I can be mean.
You just don't want to call anybody out.
Yeah, like I can like joke and like, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Right. Yeah. I got you.
I mean, unless I really don't like you. And I don't care.
In that case, fuck
But I
you.
won't do it to innocent bystanders.
So, with our show notes, we're talking about crazies. So, I had a experience with a girl that I was on Tinder for a little bit before I met Tori. Thank God I met Tori. Shout out to Tori. But I was on Tinder for a little bit, and Bumble and all the whatever, plenty of bitches or whatever the other one was called. And I met this girl. We chatted for about 2 weeks, and we went to go on our first date. And on our first date, I go up and you know how like when you first meet somebody, you're like, hey, how are you? And you go to like shake their hand or hug. You know, we've been talking for 2 weeks. I went to hug her, and she's like, you don't just touch me. I was like, I'm sorry, what? She's like, and then she said something. All I heard was something rape culture. And I was like, I've known you for 2 weeks. We've been talking. I went to hug you, and you said something about rape. I gotta go. I just left. So, Gennifer, being a single, very attractive woman, please tell me, give me some dating stories. You got any dating stories? I know you do.
I mean, I haven't been dating.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my DMs are full.
Especially after, recent events.
We'll get to that. I mean, a lot of people message me, but it's like, I don't know. I just feel like now people are so like bold and just come right out. It's just like dating's like so different. I appreciate somebody that's bold and forward, but I'm sorry. The first message, I don't want an unsolicited dick pic.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry. Ask me to dinner, something. And usually they ain't even that great.
Yeah.
Like, try again. Okay. And if I'd like one, I mean, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in, and I'll sometimes respond and just say, listen, thanks, but if I want that pic, I'm going to ask. Okay. So wait on it. It's just a lot of people that you're kind of like, and this is really mean, and I'm sorry, but it's true. Looks do matter in dating, but sometimes it's like, look at you. Look at me. See if it makes sense before you start sliding into those DMs. Because I'll tell you about 75% do not make sense.
Look, here's the thing. Okay, unless you've got like an absolute hammer, why would you just send an unsolicited
I think
dick
it's
pic?
weird. Who does that anyways? I'm still baffled by it. I don't know. It's weird. And the fact that like it's people you've never talked to or don't know.
Yeah.
It's odd. It's very odd. So if you've sent me those, please stop. I don't have a problem. I don't need to be. I'm not desperate. Thanks. I'm single on purpose right now.
God.
But I did recently get on Bumble and Tinder.
Really?
Well, I wasn't allowed on Tinder. I got banned.
How?
Well, I told Tinder I really didn't do anything, but I did.
I want to hear the story. What's the story? What?
I'm gonna kind of out myself, but
This podcast is good about outing people. We've outed you before.
so pretty much like my last relationship history.
Yeah.
Okay, so like he was on Tinder the whole time and doing stuff, and like, it was just like up and down relationship, broke my heart,
Yeah.
Well, he was right back on Tinder. I just had a feeling, so I made like this fake account. like of a girl, just real quick, a Google and a name, nothing else, just to see if he was on there. Sure enough, and like pictures that I took wearing stuff I bought him, like it really just like creeped me out and made me mad. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna message him, but then I was like, I know what he's gonna say already. So instead, I switched and pretended I was a man, and I took all of his pictures that he did. I screenshotted them, used the same exact pictures, made him the same exact profile, but told the truth.
What do you mean
I don't
by
want
told the truth?
Well, I don't want to say exactly what I said because like it was bad.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to like.
See, that's the thing.
I'm not trying to put my foot in my mouth right now, and I'm going to try to really embarrass anybody. But pretty much within 24 hours, and I was like, ha ha ha, karma, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it was like so the girls could swipe and they'd see both of his profiles.
Yeah.
But they'd see the true one where it was like, hey, I'm this and I like to do this and that and this and that and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And I'm this and blah. And it was banned within 24 hours.
Aw.
And really, when
So
I.
he must have found it.
He didn't, but I think they just have so many. No, because he still doesn't know. And I've talked to him. He don't know. He's going to now.
Sorry, guy.
But,
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, people, you talking about he was on Tinder while y'all were dating. Like, people don't think that there's repercussions to their actions. And that's a huge
honey, that was
problem.
the least of the worries.
Right. But I mean, that's people don't fucking realize, like, you can't just be a piece of shit your whole life. You know what I'm saying? You have to eventually get your shit together or pack your shit and get out, you
Yeah.
know? I don't know. I don't
Yeah, and
understand.
it was like petty on my part, but everything I went through, I mean, that's the worst I did. Okay.
Yeah.
But it ended up biting me in the ass because like a couple months later, I was like, all right, I'm going to try to get a Tinder. I got on there. It says, you're banned. And I'm like, what? I just thought my account was deleted.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was banned. And I'm like, for life? So I even tried to do it through Facebook. It recognized my SIM card. Banned. I even tried to use my daughter's number. I said, give me your number right now so I can get this code. Banned.
So are you, I mean, like, your email address is banned, or how does that work?
It's
I
like
don't
through your
really
num-
fuck with
it-
Tinder.
It's like through your phone number in this phone. So I will never be able to get another Tinder until I have a
Holy
new
shit.
phone. Okay, and this is a new phone. So I was like, wow, like that's what happens when you try to be a bad person too and you do
Yeah.
something. I thought I was teaching him some karma. It came back on me.
Damn.
And so then I'm the single one that wanted a date and I couldn't even get a date because I couldn't get a Tinder.
I'll tell you this, just from personal experience. Tinder's for hookups. I don't care what anybody on Tinder tells you.
I don't believe that though.
Bumble isn't much better, but
It's the same people on all of them. It's the same exact
Yeah.
people, but there's more options on Tinder. But I will say, when I was single for 2 years ago, I actually met like a lot of people on there because I do say, hey, I'm not looking for a hookup.
Yeah.
You know, blah, blah, blah. They can say whatever they want. But there's like 5 people that I'm still really good friends with. Like I've made really good friends, like went on several dates. And
yeah,
I mean, it never turned anything more than friends, but
I wish I could say the same.
but we were cool. But anyways, so now I just got a Tinder
Yeah.
3 weeks ago because my friend Hallie transferred hers to me.
Stop.
So it says my name's Hallie and it says I'm 22. But
Big surprise
with
when they
my
find out.
pictures, no, with my pictures, and then I did in my profile right at the top, it said Gennifer 36. But you know what? You can tell which ones are only there for hookups because they try to message you and they say, hey, Hallie, how are you? Clearly you didn't read.
Yeah, you didn't reach it. You just saw the picture and was
But
like,
honestly, I think
Hey,
I've
baby.
swiped and matched with 2 people. I'm just not in it.
yeah, I get it. Funny story. I was on dating apps for, I don't know, like a year, but that's how I met Tori. And no, I'm just kidding. We met at church. But anyway, no, I was playing.
I was like,
I'm going to fucking church. So,
hey, you should go to church.
I mean, I get it, but no thanks. But so I met Tori on Bumble, and we had matched before on Tinder, and like I don't know, I guess I had met somebody else because I don't remember it. But she sent me a message, and I like unfriended her or some shit, or what is it called?
Unmatched.
Yeah, unmatched her. So I don't know. A couple months later, we matched again, and then she had messaged me, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I just got the kids down for dinner," and I was like, "Kids? Like multiple?" I was like, "Dude, what?" And then I was like, you have kids? I wasn't even going to message her back. I was just going to unmatch her again. But I guess fate said, hey, dog, like, chill the fuck out. Because she was like, no, I'm babysitting. I was like, oh, thank God. 'Cause, I mean, at that
And you
point,
wouldn't be married. I mean, to her at least.
We're engaged. We're going to get married in October this year.
Yeah.
Next year. What is it, 2020? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I have no idea what day it is. So dating apps. What? So have you had any experiences with like crazy people on dating apps or anything, or has it just been you just recently got it and you've kind of
Not really. Yeah, it's been recent because I haven't been ready to date. But honestly, the weirdest stuff has been through Facebook.
really people sending you like messages like
Yes, through Messenger and stuff, or like people that I'm not even friends with. Or like the second they send me a friend request and I add them,
yeah
I'll get a message right away. It's weird, but like around here too, is like it bothers me because like I don't accept just anybody.
Right.
And like if I see you're married, why are you trying to friend request me?
right
You don't even know me. If you don't know me and you're married or you're in a relationship, we don't need to be friends.
yeah. So like that's the whole thing with me. Like I just add whoever, and I shouldn't do that because it's bad. But like you popped up on my people you may know, and I was like, isn't that the girl from that shop on the square? And I was like, oh yeah, the Michigan girl. I was like, she's cool as fuck. I'm gonna add her. And then like who would have known that you would have been the biggest podcast episode we ever did? And I'm glad I did add you.
Well, and we've
because,
become friends.
yeah, we
Yeah.
kick it and stuff. We came to the Halloween party. That was fucking awesome because what was your friend's name?
Katie. Well, the
No,
guy or the girl?
The dude with
Jack.
with the alien costume.
Yes.
My mom's dog went fucking ape shit.
I
over
really
this
told him, I
costume.
said, quit going over there like that dog's going to attack you.
She probably would have too. Is
Yeah.
the problem. But he had a costume. It was like a giant alien behind him, like one of those blow up, like the sumo wrestler. But it was the alien, and it looked like it was holding him. So like his legs
Like
were
a
like
person in
sticking
the
out.
front. Yeah.
It was hilarious because Roxy was like, ah, and I was like, go over there and act like the alien's taking you away. And he's like, help, help. And she's like, it was so fucking funny. That shit was great.
Yeah. My Halloween costume was a little controversial. Everything I do lately is controversial, but you know what?
Yeah, you.
I just, to be honest, I don't do it for attention. I'm bored. I've been single for 7 months. I have
Yeah.
not dated
Yeah.
at all. And I'm just kind of like, it's kind of to cure my boredom. It's like shock value, but it's also my entertainment. I
Yeah.
think I'm funny.
I think you're hilarious.
And so it's like sometimes I kind of want to see what people say and be like, what's next?
the picture that you posted in the cemetery was great.
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't really mean for that to be that risque, but I couldn't find any pants.
Yeah.
And I needed it to hurry up and be taken before the sun went down.
Send me that one so that I can put it on the podcast because I want that one and I want the one that I'm about to talk about. Because what was the idea behind the I voted picture? I'm gonna call it I voted because that was
Okay, so people think that was a sticker.
yeah.
It wasn't. They were pasties.
Get the fuck out.
So a sticker ain't gonna cover this thing. It's a little Tennessee sticker they give you here. So
Yeah.
honestly, I kept seeing, because there was early voting this year and just, I kept seeing pictures and it's like, yeah, I think everybody should vote. It's important.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept seeing pictures and you kind of scroll past, but as I was like, I voted, look like boring pictures.
Yeah,
Like,
just like holding the sticker.
yeah, or
it's like
yeah,
on
or
their
it's just on their
glasses.
shirt and like they ain't even dressed up or look cute or anything, and I'm just kind of
Right.
like scroll past it. Well, I was on this site on Instagram and it showed these pasties and it said I voted and it was really cool. And I was like, I want those. So I went on there. They were only $6. I said, I must have these. So I actually waited till election day to vote.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my friend Hallie, I said, I'm going to put these on and I'm going to post it. And she's like, what? And I'm like, it doesn't show anything,
Yeah.
And when I posted it, honestly, to me, it wasn't supposed to be so sexual.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like, I thought it was tasteful, but
Yeah.
I guess boob isn't tasteful.
I guess not.
It was one boob.
Yeah.
It was not two boobs. I picked the one with one.
I mean, it's half of a set. Like, it's not even.
I
the
took
full
multiple
thing.
pictures and I picked the one that I thought was less sexual and I thought it was tasteful, but what the point really was to stop, like to stop you in your tracks, look at it, and then look and it'd be about voting.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like boring and you just didn't scroll past it like the other ones. And I thought it was like funny and I got a little kick out of it. I was so excited when I posted it. It was only up for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
There was so much controversy over
The
that.
comments were just.
But
like,
you-
as
but you know
far
what?
as you could see.
I had like 30 comments on there and before I deleted it. It was all women. It was all women empowering me.
Yeah.
It was all positive. I was getting private messages like, girl, you made me want to take my shirt off, or if I looked as good as you or, you
Yeah.
know, whatever. And it really like hyped me up. It felt empowering. And, I get where people are coming from. I'm a mom. my kids, you know. But the thing is, I'm not a very modest person, and it's not about, like, I'm just comfortable with my body, and so are my kids. Like, we're always, like, naked around each other. It's like, to us, it's not
a thing.
No, so I can respect other people that are more modest and like thought that was like way too much. But honestly, I'm like going like this, you know, covering, only got one out with nipple covered.
I love the post that you did because you were like,
it was covered with a jean jacket.
Like, yeah.
And so I asked my oldest and I said, like, are you offended by this? Like, you know, she's like, you wear less in your bathing suits.
Yeah.
And she said, you know, it's just a little titty. Yeah. She's like, the nipple's covered. And I was like, well, that's what I thought. I said, she's like, Mom, the boys at school have been screenshotting your pictures for years. Like, this is no different, you know? And then I asked Ashlyn, my youngest, and I said, you know, what did you think about it? Like, are you offended about it? She's like, no, but I think it would have looked better if you had pants on. I said, that's what you're worried about? There was partly a little bit of my legs. The jean jacket covered everything, but she thought I'd look better with pants. She wasn't even worried about the boobs.
She's worried about the fashion part of it,
I guess.
Oh my God.
So I was like, and like I said, I get it. And a lot of my family was not happy.
Yeah.
And think I'm like unstable and unhealthy and going through something. I'm at home every night with my kids. I'm actually like being good.
Yeah.
Like working on myself.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why I'm being a little controversial with stuff. But it's like, it's more like for shock value, and it's fun, and I just don't take myself too seriously.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? So,
at least you're not at like strip clubs doing 8-balls and shit. Like you're taking care of your family. You're running your business.
Yeah.
You know, who cares if you post a little titty every now and
yeah,
then?
it was just a little fun. But like I said, I do respect and understand where people are coming from, and we, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But again, it's my page.
Yeah.
So if you don't like it, keep scrolling or move on.
Unfollow, unfriend.
I mean, really. But then also, like, I've been hearing a lot of things like, because nobody like really that night I went to my daughter's basketball game. I walked in the gym and like 3 women came up. They're like, "Girl, I loved that picture. Why did you delete it?" I started getting messages like, "Why did you delete that picture? Why did you?" And I said, you know, I just don't want to cause any more problems if it has to do with my kids.
Yeah.
And people think that I don't think about what I post. I think about everything I do before I do it.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I'm not reckless or irresponsible. I've thought about it. I meant to do it.
Yeah. Like you did it on purpose.
Yeah.
You didn't just fuck it, I'm gonna post whatever. I'm gonna post my butthole on Facebook. Like
So I deleted it, but then you know, and so I was a little upset just because I had some hard conversations with some family members and stuff. And so when I went to bed that night though, like I couldn't sleep because I was watching the election results. Mm-hmm. Oh no. And then so after I got out of work, because I took that picture, and then I got out of work and I went and voted. So then I posted my real I voted picture, and I kind of did an apology and was just like, listen, the meaning behind this was to bring awareness to voting.
Yeah.
And it was to make a statement. And a lot of people think I can make a statement another way. That was my way.
Yeah.
But also I kind of wanted to tell people, listen, I'm not ashamed of my body. I've carried 2 kids. I've breastfed. I'm not perfect by any means, but I'm proud of my body and I own it. And sorry.
Yeah. I mean, who gives a shit? If they don't like your page, unfriend, unfollow. That's how easy it is.
Yeah, and it's different with like friends saying that or people that don't really know me, but like clearly I'm going to respect my family, and like my family loves me and wants the best for me. And like, so I totally understand that part and like care about my daughters. So it's like with good intention, maybe just the delivery isn't great.
I mean, you're such a personality that it's going to bleed over into social media because that's how it works.
Well, I went to bed that night and I was watching the election results, and you know, I couldn't go to bed. All of a sudden I get an alert. And the company that I bought the pasties from had saved it just from that 45 minutes of it being tagged on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And they put me on their Instagram and their website. So I was like texting some of my friends that were telling me, you shouldn't have deleted it. I go, it lives.
That's hilarious.
So it's on the internet still.
I'm so happy about that picture. I commented, I was like, if you don't stop like giggling my ass off. And I showed it to Tori. She goes, what the fuck?
I know your message. I knew right away. You're like, if you don't stop.
Let's take a break real quick and we'll get right back and we'll talk about it. Okay, everybody, we're back. Sorry about that. Had to take a break. Had to hydrate. So we were talking before. You know what? No, hang on. Wait a minute. I'm going to talk about some shit. Go follow our Instagram page because Tori and I are going to be doing the 12 days of Christmas. Go follow Gennifer on, what are you on? You're on Facebook, Instagram, social, Tinder. Yeah, go hit up. Go hit her up on Bumble. What's good, girl? Tell her Dylan sent you.
Make sure it makes sense.
Yeah. Make sure it makes sense. Don't be sending her no fucking Vienna sausages, yo. But we're getting right back to it. Make sure you guys go give some love to Malice. They're going to be doing a toy drive December 11th, 12th, and 13th, I believe, is the dates. I'm going to do an ad for that, so don't quote me. But anyway, so let me drop my water back on the ground. Let's get into it. You got knocked out by a stripper. What the fuck is that about? Please tell me.
Literally, just got knocked out by a stripper.
How? Like she was trying to whoop your ass? Like...
She whooped my ass.
No, like you guys got into a fight?
No. This was like 3 years ago now. I was with my friend. We were downtown Nashville. I never used to go out down there or anything. So I had fun. I was having fun. Didn't want to go home. I was like, is there anything else open? 3 a.m. And she's like, the strip club's open. Let's go.
Yeah.
We were there 20.
Why not?
We were there 20 minutes. And I didn't even see it coming, honey. I was sitting down on a couch like this. Mm-hmm. These guys were talking to me over here. I hear, hey, I look up. She come off the stage and pop me in the eye. I've never been hit so hard in my life. Like I flew back.
So she just came up and punched you?
Punched me. I had a black eye.
What the fuck?
And then she ran out. She was working. She ran out. She left. The bouncer comes I'm like, what the heck? Had no idea what happened. I guess she was just jealous because they were paying attention to me and not her.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, me neither, but...
So you can just be an innocent bystander and possibly get your ass whooped at a strip club.
I was totally innocent, and it was like literally the hardest I've ever been hit. I had a black eye. I came home. I had a fiance at the time, and he's like, what the heck happened?
So you didn't have any pasties on or anything? You weren't shaking the booty? You
Normal
were doing nothing.
dress, sitting down.
And guys were talking to you, and she was pissed?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Hardest I ever got hit.
I want to go to this strip club.
I flew. I didn't even get a chance to fight back. Like, I just got my ass beat.
Flew. So you got fucking like...
Yes, the people behind me, you could hear how hard she hit me. Socked me in the eye.
You didn't call the cops or anything? You just left?
They called the cops, yeah. I think I was mad. I was like, I'm going to own this place. And then I was like, yeah, I really do. I want to own this place. No, they came and, they asked me if I wanted to press charges. I didn't want to go to court and do anything.
Yeah.
Clearly, she's got bigger issues.
Yeah, you didn't want to press charges on champagne.
If she came and had a problem with little old me.
Bro, that's funny as fuck. That's great. That just shows you, like...
Weird stuff always happens to me.
That shows you how people are, like, super jealous of you. And, like, I don't know, your personality. Like I was saying before, like, your personality is so big that it's just, like, people get jealous of it. People get
I don't even know if it's jealous.
It.
I don't think it's even jealousy. It's just I think that I'm just a little more blunt and outspoken than others, and I think that just sometimes people don't know how to take me, or when I'm somewhere like that, because I don't care, I get more attention.
Mm-hmm. I definitely get that.
I don't know, but
so the last time we were here. We talked about your, you just said, what did you just say? You just said weird shit always happens. Okay, I'm sorry. Weird shit always happens to you, right? So
yes.
You got punched by a stripper, and then you had to, was it a chicken? You remember, was it a chicken that you burned alive or some shit like that?
Yeah, I cremated my chicken.
You cremated a chicken?
Yeah, and my friend just said, Hallie, the other day, no, it wasn't Hallie. Might have been Hallie. I can't remember. But she said, she goes, what are you going to do when the pig dies? I said, well, definitely, I learned I'm not cremating her.
Yeah, you're going to turn it into bacon in the yard.
No, I could never do that. And I could never feed her to anybody else. I'd have to bury her, I guess.
Yeah. It's a family pet, right? You said it was supposed to be 20 pounds and it's 200 pounds.
It's 300 pounds. She's 300 pounds. We love her, though. But, like, speaking of animals, though, okay, so, like, my other chicken, I have another quick chicken story. But, like, pretty much, this chicken we had a rooster, and I thought that he was a girl because he was all supposed to be hens, and so I named him Hazel. Then one day, 6 months in, I'm like, I knew he looked different, but I didn't think anything of it. It was my first time having chickens. And he was, like, the most beautiful one, and so I named him Hazel. One day, I'm doing dishes, I hear him cock-a-doodle-doo, and I said, the hell? I walk out, which one of you did that? Sorry, I named you Hazel.
Yeah.
I can't change your name now. You're going to have an identity
sorry,
crisis.
Harry.
He bullied me. If you've never been chased by a rooster, you have never been so scared in your life. I'm not kidding. They look like velociraptors. Mm-hmm. And you have never been so scared. They can run so fast.
Yeah.
So he'd bully me. I'd have to go in there sometimes with a rake, different things. He'd jump up. I'd have to kick him. One day, he flew backwards. It looked like slow-mo. Hit the shed, and he was down. I'm like, oh my God, I killed him. He shook it up, and then he come at me again.
Holy shit.
He was mean, but it's like his nature. So he took really good care of the hens. Well, one day I went in there, and he's just sitting up in the nesting boxes, and he like was sick or something because he was going to the bathroom right in there. And he wouldn't move, and I felt him. He felt like he had a temperature. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was kind of fall. It was getting cold. I was like, I can't let him die out here. I checked on him all day. He would not move. So I brought him in the house. He had not cock-a-doodle-dooed for like 3 days.
I love how that's your judge of character. He hasn't cock-a-doodle-dooed in 3 days.
They tell you it's when the sun comes up. No, they do it all day long.
Yeah, all day.
And so I brought him inside, and I was like, he's going to die. So I'm like, I can't take him to the vet. So my pig at the time was living inside, and she lived in the bathroom in the laundry room. So he couldn't move or anything, and he didn't fight us. He was nice. So we were like, loved it because we're like, ooh, we can take care of him, and he's nice and sweet. I put him in this little Rubbermaid tub. I had to put him on like a pee pad. He just sat in the Rubbermaid, and I guess he's going to stand here tonight. I put him in with the pig. At the time, we'd go in. Stella, when it was her bedtime, she'd go to her room. Like she knew you'd go in there, you'd sing her Twinkle Little Star, you'd kiss her on the nose, cover her up with her blanket, and you'd walk out. He loved me singing Twinkle Little Star, and I can't sing, okay? But he loved it, and he'd just sit there quiet. Well, he'd sit there and crap on himself, and something wasn't normal because it didn't look right?
Right, yeah.
So I'm Googling. I go to the Tractor Supply. I get his food. I get like an antibiotic and then apple cider vinegar, and I'm having to, through a syringe, open his beak. He's like hot. He has a fever. I'm opening his beak, giving him food and water. He couldn't eat. He couldn't do nothing. He's pooping all over himself. I had to bring him outside and spray his butthole. You know, it was like getting crusted on there. Seriously, I'd bring him out to fresh air, clean him off, and then my kids gave him a bath. I have the cutest pictures. They gave him a bath. He loved it. We blow dried him. He was laying out flat. He loved it. We were like, oh my gosh, he's so nice. He knows we're saving his life, right?
Yeah.
He was in the house for 9 days. Sat in that tub, did not cock-a-doodle-doo, not one bit. And he was getting better, though. So I'd bring him out for fresh air. You could tell he wanted to go see his hens. He couldn't walk no more. He had muscle atrophy. I got him better, but he had muscle atrophy. I had to teach him how to walk again.
Holy shit.
Literally, I had to hold under him, and I'd just walk a few times a day. And then finally, he was feeling better enough because he hobbled. One day, he wanted to get him. He looked like a peg leg pirate. He just ran down there, to get him. After that, he was so nice.
Really?
I came down the next day to check on him, and he was by the gate. Like, usually he just, try to attack you through it. I started singing Twinkle Little Star to him. Swear, he looked at me like, bitch, you saved my life. After that, I'd go in there. He was so nice. 2 weeks later, I got nailed the worst. His instincts went back in.
Yeah.
Hurt me.
I love how the first time you came on here, you told the story of you had to fucking cremate a chicken, and it failed miserably. If you haven't heard, go watch
But
it.
clearly, I should be a veterinarian because I nursed him back to health.
And then you have the chicken redemption story of the century. This is the best thing.
Well, and there's a really another bad chicken one, though, and people might hate me for this.
Uh-oh.
But okay. So I had this really nice chicken coop and stuff, and you shut it at night so that nothing would, we lived on 3 acres. There's fox and coyote and stuff, and I didn't want anything to get them. So when it would get dark, I'd go shut it, and then I'd go open it back up in the morning. Plus, it kept heat in there and stuff.
Right.
So one night, I go out an hour early to go shut the thing. And I walk out, and I've got a flashlight, and I've got water that I'm getting ready to change, and I open this gate, and I come through. There's a possum sitting there. I've never seen a possum before in my life. No, I've never seen one. And I was like, oh my God, all I knew they were mean. So I'm like, the chickens are going wild. And so I'm like, okay, just get between the chickens and the possum because I was just going to shut it,
Yeah.
Well, I'm going slow. He starts coming at me. He's coming closer towards the chickens, and I'm trying to scare him away. I dropped the water because I was scared, and he was coming at me. But he didn't hiss or anything. I back up. These chickens are going crazy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this rooster is going to attack me from the back. I'm trying to shut it. All I see over here is this boingy little rake, for like hay. It's like really boingy. So I whacked him. I broke his leg right away. And I was like, oh my God, I got to put him out of his misery because I thought he was going to eat my chickens. Okay. So I'm out there. I have this headlamp. I have a headlamp on my head.
I can just see you with a headlamp. That's the best.
I go out there and I said, oh my God, I gotta kill him now because, he's going to suffer. So I bop him again. I broke his other leg. Listen, clearly broke it. He started army crawling away from me. Like if I could lay on the floor right now, it was so slow like this. Look, it was like this. It was like, going away, and he's looking up at me like this, and I'm like, oh my God, I broke his other leg. I really got it. Like, seriously, I gotta show you, like, what happened, though. I felt so bad because, like, he dropped down like this, and his legs are broke. And watch, just watch my back legs. This is where, this is how slow he was going. It was like slow-mo. He's just dragging them. They're going like this. He's like armly crawling away from me, like, help, stop. And he looked back at me, he's like, no. And I just kept beating him, but I was trying to help him. I started just beating him. I started beating him. He would not die. I was beating the shit out of him. And I was trying to not be mean. I was trying to help him, right? It wouldn't work. I was sweating. I was about giving up. I'm asthmatic. I was huffing and puffing. This light's just doing this because I'm just beating. I probably look like a serial killer out there. So I'm getting him and I'm flicking him out. I'm flicking him out of the coop, And here comes Stella, my pig, who I let out to come to the bathroom with me. She's honking at him, trying to make friends with him, and he started hissing at her. I thought he had rabies, so I was like, oh my God, Stella, get inside. I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I ran, and I kicked him in the air like a football, and he got stuck. He got stuck between the house and the AC unit.
Oh my God.
I went inside. I was traumatized. I flick open the door. My fiance at the time was like, he's like, what? Why are you sweating and why are you breathing like that? And I walk over, I'm like, puff my hair, I go, oh my God, did you not hear me screaming? And I just killed a possum. I think, oh my God, it was so traumatizing. It was going to eat the chickens. He goes, they don't eat chickens.
Yeah, they probably just wanted the food.
Oh my God, I said I just murdered him for no reason. and I went upstairs and I'm like telling my kids, like, because I was thinking, thank God I went out earlier or our chickens would be dead. And they're like, possums don't eat chickens. I said, I was screaming out there. Nobody came out. And Ash was like, oh, I heard you screaming. I said, it's 10 o'clock at night. You hear me out there screaming and you don't think maybe I should go check? She's like, I was playing with my critters. They were like these little toys.
Yeah.
I was traumatized. I went to sleep. I tried to go to sleep. He's like holding me because I was like, I've only ever killed a spider. Because I just kept seeing him look up at me. He was never mean to me. And
he was never mean to me.
All I saw dreams. I just saw myself over him, beating him. It was bad.
So you got PTSD from killing this possum.
It was bad. I mean, I'm not a murderer, but I mean, like, I saw a problem. I'm a problem solver. And I panicked.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
The only other thing there was a bat. There was this bat out during the day, and people say, that it has rabies, or if it's like sitting there, right? It was in the driveway, and my kids were little at the time. I had just had surgery on my arm. It was in a sling and a cast thing. Yeah. And my kids are trying to do it, and they're going up close to it. It started hissing. I said, there's something wrong with this bat. So I beat it over the head with a shovel because clearly it's sick. So I beat it with a shovel. It would not die. Listen, the neighbor kids are over there. My kids, I'm just beating this bat. Finally had to bury it alive.
Oh, my God.
Well, I couldn't bury it alive because I had one hand. So the neighbor kid, I was like, dig a hole right here. Help me, dig this hole, and I put it in there. But those are the only animals I've killed besides that mouse and stuff. But everybody I've tried to help, it's never been malicious.
We're going to have to call you, like, the exterminator. Like, we got to come up with a podcast name for you. Like, I was going to go with, like, Nothing But a G thing with Jennifer Willis or something with
Nothing But a G-string. I'm kidding.
Oh, my God, that's perfect.
I'm kidding.
Coming soon. There's going to be a logo, Nothing But a G-string. It's just going to be you, like...
That'll be my own podcast.
I say we should do it. But anyway, Jesus Christ. I got a funny possum story. That's what it was. So we were sitting on the couch. This is when I first moved to Tennessee. We lived in Pulaski, and this piece of shit rundown trailer. It was awful. Yeah. That's my opinion of Pulaski is like what CNN thinks of Baghdad. It's fucking bombed out. I hate Pulaski.
Really?
It's so bad. Have you ever been there?
I've been on the square like twice, but
that's where
I don't really know Pulaski.
That's where they started the Ku Klux Klan. So, fuck Pulaski. So we're sitting there, and we've got both the dogs on the couch, and there's like my mom, dad, little brother, 2 dogs, and me. And then we hear something in the food bowl. We're like, both the dogs are right here. What the fuck is in the
house?
Food bowl? Yeah, in the house. So we look over, and there's a baby possum. I'm talking, maybe this big. Baby possum just eating the dog's food. And we're like, oh, okay, well, let's just get it out of the house.
The dogs didn't care?
No, I guess they didn't see it or something.
Yeah.
But they didn't we were just sitting there and I was like, okay, we got to get this thing out of the house. So my dad goes over there with like a gallon ice cream tub. He's got that and the lid, like an empty gallon ice cream tub. He's got that and the lid, and he's trying to like scoop it up into the fucking thing. And he finally gets it, and he gets the lid on there, and it moves, and he goes, "Whoa!" Like,
yeah, did you see my video of that bird
baby.
where I caught that little bird and I screamed and did you see that last week? I posted that video where I tried to catch a bird like that, and when you touch it and it moves like that, it was so bony. I was like,
It was so bony.
I flew back. The video's on my Facebook. It was. I didn't expect it to be
Hold
so
up. I
soft
gotta
and
see this.
bony.
Okay, I need you to send. I'm gonna put this on a list. I need you to send me both of those pictures in this video because I want to put these on the podcast.
My friend Hallie has the full video. I need the full video because I actually did catch the bird.
So,
Maybe I should own a zoo.
oh my God, that would be perfect. Except for the part where you have to hire somebody to kill sick animals because beating them with a shovel is not humane.
It was. Well, the one was a boingy rake and it did not do.
A boingy
Guess
rake.
what else, though? You know what? Speaking of that possum, though, when I came back out the next day, it was gone. So I'm hoping something ate it or something because there's no way it could have a valuable life after what I did to it.
You just crippled it and let a coyote fucking have a dinner. That's the best.
It's awful. I felt like a horrible human being.
I can't find their video. How far?
I don't know. It was last week.
Photos, videos.
I'm
I
in
guess
like
I
a
should look it
Baltimore
up.
Ravens jersey. There was a bird trapped in a bathroom.
Jennifer, maybe.
No, that's not it. I see. That's videos you're tagged in. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, there it is. Okay.
It's fast. Look at my face. I look like I'm in a scary movie like The Ring or something. I look creepy. Oh my God. Watch it. Watch the end again. Watch my face. I flew. But I did catch it after.
That's fucking
I think I
great.
traumatized it that it sat still, and then I went and picked it up again because I knew what to expect.
Oh my God. You ever laugh so hard your chest hurts? These
Sometimes.
podcasts are so much fun. I'm so glad that I started podcasting. Even if everybody hates them and nobody ever listens again, I've had so much fun doing these podcasts.
That's all that matters.
The next thing on the show notes, house fire. What?
My kid caught the house on fire last week. Thank God. Listen, I came home early for work. My friend, I was just really tired because I'd been working out at the gym and I was just tired. And my friend Hallie said, "You can go home. I'll work." I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to go home and take a nap." I go home.
Nope.
I nap. I hear screaming. And I'm like, what is going on? I get up. I walk into the kitchen. Swear. There's a flaming pan sitting on the floor.
Oh my God.
I didn't know what it was. I just saw fire, panicked, and I pick it up and I bring it over to the sink that's full.
Yeah.
And I spray water over it. It was oil.
Yeah, not a good idea. Never. What the fuck?
My daughter saw something on TikTok that you make, those cinnamon twists at Taco Bell?
Yeah.
She was trying to make her own cinnamon twist. She heated up the oil so hot.
Yeah.
It blew up. And so she tried to bring it over to the sink and it blew up again. So she put it on the floor. My other daughter's at the fridge. She's trying to wave it. I said, "No, you don't do that." She's like, "I was thinking, should I take it outside? Should I take it in here?" We could have burned the house down. The whole cabinet, the whole front of the cabinet melted. The floor melted. We rent this
Holy
house.
shit.
No smoke alarms in the house.
What the fuck, Gennifer?
I couldn't believe it. I was screaming and yelling. And
Okay, for future reference, never put
put a lid on it.
Never
Put
put
flour.
Never put water on an oil fire.
But I didn't know what it was. For
We just
my
walk in.
stepdad's is coming to visit in 2 weeks. He's bringing me a fire extinguisher.
That's a good idea. You should definitely have one of those. As crazy as your life is, you should have I would say you should have a gun to dispose of these animals properly. But knowing your luck,
I'm getting a gun. I'm gonna get a gun.
knowing your luck though, somebody might knock on the door and you just blow their fucking head off. I'm just saying.
Well,
Mail's here.
no, because my kids get my bedroom's by the front door too.
Yeah.
And my youngest is always afraid somebody's gonna break in. I said somebody's gonna be real sorry if they break in because I have a pit bull who loves us to death and will protect us. And then
Yeah.
I just keep a bat behind there. And I said, by the time I call the police, I'll be like, somebody broke in and I beat the shit out of him with my metal baseball bat and the dog's finishing him right now. So somebody might want to come.
Somebody might want to come clean up this mess. I'll take pictures.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got a headache.
But I thought we were going to get kicked out. We've lived in this house 3 months. I had to message the lady. She was so nice. I was so scared. I'm like, we're going to be homeless. We're getting kicked out. What the hell is going on? This is my life. It's always something.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm just glad nobody's hurt. And the next day she sent somebody to come look at the damage and put smoke detectors in. And
Yeah,
But
good.
yeah, I paid $200. Well, he gave me a deal, $150 to get just the cabinet fixed, this one guy. And then we
Yeah.
got to get the floors fixed. And
Is this every day that something happens to you, or is it like once a week? How often are we talking?
Well, usually we try to have fun. Like, have you been to brunch at Taproot yet? So a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the weekend of Halloween, the same time I came to your party, that Sunday,
Yeah.
we went to brunch. I brought my daughter Ashlyn, the one that caught the house on fire, and we went to brunch. We had a great time. We walked out. She's like, I wish we could drive that golf cart.
What?
And I said, I'm 5 mimosas deep because it's bottomless mimosas for $15.
There's just a random golf cart at this bar, or at
No,
was it
it's at the
restaurant?
golf course.
Oh,
It's at Saddle Creek. Taproot is inside Saddle Creek.
oh, that's the new one. Okay, I
Yes,
haven't been
and
there
I
yet.
golf there. So the golf carts are there usually with keys in it. And she's like, I wish we could ride that. And I looked at her. I said, get in. And she said, we can't. I said, get in right now. You got to break the rules and have fun sometimes, So
Sometimes.
the key was in there. We jumped in. We started hauling ass around the parking lot.
Oh my god.
The whole parking lot. Nobody came out. She goes, what if somebody comes out? I go, what are they going to say? Get off. And the waitress going to be like, which was my friend? I just served her 5 mimosas. So Ashlyn's like, can I drive it? Sure, why not? We are like circling. We never got caught. We went and parked it back up, left.
That's awesome.
But you need to go there.
I went
But
there.
I'm saying we usually have fun. We are not the normal family.
Yeah.
We're really close, but it's like, I don't know. It's like you only live once, and you got to break the rules sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I could go without the bad things that happen to us, but you got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's like there's got to be a balance. You guys are having too much fun, so I need a fucking lightning storm. You're fucking blow your roof off or some shit. Like I need to have there's a fucking dying coyote in your yard today because you guys went out and had mimosas yesterday.
Right.
Life is about balance. We got to have some balance. When you're having too much fun, we got to light your leg on fire or
But
something.
that's the stuff my kids are always going to remember.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be fun with their kids.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be the best grandma ever,
Oh my God.
Hopefully not for a long time, but like,
Can't imagine having you as a grandma. We're gonna go to the strip club. Check out my pasties.
I just keep hitting my head on this microphone here.
Okay. Again, if you guys like this episode, be sure to leave a like. Gennifer, you're absolutely the best. I love having you on. I love having you.
thank you.
I'm so glad that I added you on Facebook that day because this has been awesome. You're a great friend to have. You've taught me a lot. I mean, I need to sit down with you and learn some social media tips because I'm fucking terrible at it apparently.
Clearly, do not take social media tips from me. I'm failing.
No, you're doing great because you've got people fucking sending you messages constantly about the shit you post.
I mean, clearly they're talking. So I guess if you want more exposure,
Yeah.
be more controversial.
I need to. Dude, I've been talking about having like strippers and stuff on here. We've got an episode coming up that's going to be big. I don't want to say anything. Son of a bitch. But because I don't want to like say, hey, we're doing this huge thing, and then be like, oh, sorry guys, like it fell through or whatever. Because the person that we're interviewing is busy as fuck. You never know. But thanks for coming. I appreciate you being
Thanks
here.
for having me.
We need to schedule another one because these are the best. These are so much fun. If you're really interested in starting a new podcast, let's fucking do it because I would love to have that as a thing. Even if you want me to just be your audio guy, I don't give a shit. I would just want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm the star.
So for sure, yeah. Even if I'm like you've got you on camera.
You
at
could
all
be my
times,
security.
and then I'll just stand at
Stand
the door.
over on the side of the security.
Can I help you, sir? All right. Anyway, we're gonna go. At least you know comedy show on Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias, whatever.
Bye, guys.
Bye, friend.